Now, I don't go to concerts that much. I've only actually been to 2 in my entire life, both of those being Death Grips, which is the equivalent of jumping into a concert on veteran difficulty. I say that because if you haven't listened to Death Grips music, then there's a chance that the mosh pit will start even before the music plays, just because someone has flash on their phone. Now, the Death Grips fan base, it is a completely mixed bag. Some of them look like they actually, go outside on a regular basis, and then the other half recognize me at the event. I'm not joking. I've never been recognized more, apart from an actual meet and greet, than at a Death Grips concert, which is very worrying. That is the main reason you will never see me at a Blady concert. By the way, before getting into this story more, unrelated, but I've had a root canal done recently. Now, it was mostly a success. There's just one problem. When they did the root canal, they'd usually pass by, injecting the site with antibiotics to stave off an infection. But the problem is, some of that antibiotic liquid they were using seeped past the tooth and the canal into my gums. So it's kind of sitting here at the minute. Apparently that's fine. I was kind of worried that having, antibiotics sat in my gum, I'd end up like a Thrax or something from Osmosis Jones. But apparently I'm just going to get a little bit of swelling down here, and it'll be gone in a couple days. We'll let you know. If the uploads stop, you know why. Now, the reason I did that entire backstory about, going to see Death Grips is because one time I went to see them was at the O2 Arena in Brixton, London. Now, I've heard some very mixed things about Brixton in London. Honestly, my experience going there, it was totally fine. It was a great concert. The only thing that caught me off guard is when I was queuing up with my ticket to actually get inside the venue, there were people outside selling their own mixtape, no affiliation with Death Grips whatsoever. And usually if someone comes up to you, asks you for money, the typical go-to excuse your subconscious throws out is, "Sorry, mate, I only have my card on me." And up until that point in my life, every single time, no matter what country I've gone to, without fail, that excuse will work. Here, it did not work. Like some Japanese samurai, the guy did a quick time event. He just pulled out a card reader straight away, a mobile sentry. The worst thing is, before he pulled out that card reader, he says, "No worries, I've got you covered." Like, he just knew. At that point, I just had to pay him and give him my money. I didn't. Don't worry, I didn't. But, Now, keep in mind, I don't live in London. I actually don't really live in a city anymore. I moved up north into the middle of nowhere. Going down to a city and being outplayed that bad, it was like CSGO joining a global elite lobby when you're Silver 2. Now, the reason I gave that backstory, which was already backstory to another backstory, like we're doing some kind of Inception Family Guy cutaway bit, there was another artist that was playing at the O2 venue in Brixton, and that was Asaki. Now, Asaki is a 27-year-old Nigerian singer. His entire name, Asaki, comes from a homage to his mother, whose first name was Asaki. So apparently the concert with Asaki was just so horrendously bad and went so wrong, they had to cancel it about 10 minutes after it started.
They said outside is fucked up already, so they need to end the show. I don't know why. It is not me for the year, but yeah.
Your first question might be, was the music that bad? Was the concert that terrible? Not at all. Apparently, people outside were trying to breach inside the venue without paying, even though the place was pretty much at maximum capacity anyway. And before you think this is like a little, kids sneaking in to see Avatar 2 in the cinemas without paying, nothing like that at all. This was apparently around 3,000 people that were trying to breach in without paying. Keep in mind, the entire max capacity for the O2 in Brixton is under 5,000, and 3,000 people that didn't even pay were trying to get in.
3,000 people have broken the doors outside, and because of security, the police have asked us to close the show. We apologize to you. This has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with Asake or the promoters. This is basically, listen to what I am saying.
Hold on, people, please. Hold on 1 second. For your own safety, listen, please. Yeah? Don't do that. For your own safety, please, yeah? There's people that have breached the door. They have broken in, and security are trying to handle it. Please, all right? We'll be back.
Asake's management went on team to do a bit of damage control, saying you get a full refund. But again, it's like, no one wants to hear that. Some people have probably traveled half the country, if not more, to hear this concert.
Hold on. For everybody that purchased your ticket, you will be able to get your money back. It's that simple. Yeah? It's that simple. Yeah?
Being told you're getting your money back, I mean, it's great on them, but that doesn't cover accommodation or transport. Now, inside, you had a bunch of people that were obviously beyond disappointed, but outside, it was complete chaos. Apparently, a huge crush had already started with people trying to get into the venue. And this led to loads of people, obviously, being hospitalized.
This is so dangerous.
The thing is, it sucks because, you know, herd mentality is a thing. If you see your mates do something, chances are you're going to try and copy them or do something similar so you don't feel left out. Everyone's guilty of that. You could be the most, you know, solo, no friend, alpha male, altruistic person ever. But unfortunately, we're humans. We've got lizard brains. So I assume what started off from a few people trying to get in, their mates copied them, their mates copied them, and then it reached the point where so many people were trying to get in that you didn't even know if you knew these people. You just saw them doing the same thing and you wanted to copy them. You could see videos of people that traveled to the academy, actually bought a ticket, and by the time they got there, police had cordoned off the entire area. One TikTok I found as well was a woman saying that like no one outside had any tickets, and there were still resellers reselling for about £250 for a single admission. Like I love that no matter how dire consequences get, scalpers will be there to try and take some kind of advantage of people. Also, for everyone that actually paid and they were inside when they were forced to leave by security, it took them an hour to get outside. An hour for about a 2-minute walk. But to be fair, in their defense, I went to Death Grips at the O2, and it took about an hour as well. Apparently, a life hack for this is to leave like while the last song is playing, because it's just going to be a while to get out anyway. I do want to say I've seen a lot of footage, a lot of news reports. Thankfully, this isn't anywhere near as bad as the Travis Scott concert. It's not like people are being crowd surfed to be given life-saving CPR when Travis just looks on and continues to sing. Sake and his team, even though they definitely didn't want to, they took control here. Even if one of the consequences of that was to, you know, inconvenience everyone that actually already paid. Now, at the Travis Scott concert, apparently 8 people died in total. At the Asake concert, 4 people are in critical condition. And unfortunately, while I was scripting this video, I actually found out that one of the people, mother of 2, died. Asake's first instinct was to reach out to the family. Meanwhile, Travis Scott is there in his bathroom, you know, rubbing his head with a black and white filter, only to probably reach out to the family afterwards.
I just want to send out